Let's go back 1 second. When he walked in the suit, with the black suit, the three-piece suit, but he's a handsome guy. I'm trying to put the picture in my head.
My guess
I think it was a cream
It
suit.
was
Okay.
a brown suit. I remember the
Is
day.
it a
Okay.
boss suit? Because he used to wear the boss
Yeah, it was a
suits.
Hugo Boss brown.
Hugo Boss.
Hey, it
Boss.
was fresh, whatever it was.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it was
fresh.
brown. It was my least favorite suit, but it was.
Okay. What'd you think of him? First time.
I didn't have much of an exchange with him, honestly. We met. I mean, you learn a lot about someone by the way they shake your hand. So I was, and that's old school, maybe a little bit more. So, which is kind of my that's my measure.
Sure.
You know you're meeting somebody
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
when they let you know they shake. And he shook my hand. I thought, okay, that's cool. But we really didn't. We really didn't have much of an exchange, honestly.
I was trying not to have an exchange.
But I'll
Why?
remember, and I want him to go there. But well do that.
Well, I was trying
Explain
not to
that
have an
because I want to
exchange.
explain when
Yeah.
he called me back.
Because
Okay.
I wanted to just check it off. I wanted to just check it off the list. I wasn't there with good intentions. I was there because someone asked me to.
That's it.
So God forbid I hear or see anybody that compelled me to want more. That was the least. That was what I was trying not to. So, of course, when you walk in, you're like, okay, how can I avoid the situation here? So.
Yeah, and I felt that, right. It was like, okay, cool. They kind of did their thing. I sat there. I'm there as a host, So, if you've ever been involved in network marketing,
Yes, I
everybody's
have.
listening, right? It's
Yes.
like invite people to the event,
Sure.
and shut up and let the event do
That's
the work,
it.
right? So I just, hey, how you doing? I'm Rod. Hey, cool. Let's check this out. And so we watch it, and there wasn't a lot of engagement. And at the end, I'm like, hey, man, I appreciate you guys coming out. If you have any questions or you have any interest, call me, whatever. And I was a rank beginner back then, so I may have missed some steps of the process that they were teaching as to how to keep people engaged or how to follow up or how to do things the right way. But I'll always remember the phone call that we had 2 or 3 days later. And I mean, he basically said, man, I've been up since that event. I've been studying this since that event. And there was not a lot of small talk. There was not a lot of BS. It was, I'm in. And I knew, I get goosebumps because I knew, like I said to you, I knew that I was in a different spot. And not knowing then what I know now, I'm just like, this is the most fired up dude about what I'm doing, that I've come across. I'm ready to lace them up, and we flat ass laced them up.
Yep.
We got on airplanes. We went to different markets. When the clock turned 7-8 o'clock on the East Coast, we dialed the West Coast. I mean, we had team events. We had team. We led teams. We learned how to build teams. I mean, that was
big teams. I mean,
the
some of
the
those-
rearing that opportunity gave us back then is stuff that still is just so important to the three of us now, and how we run our company, how we recruit, how we build our teams, how we nurture our teams, how we bring our teams along, how we recognize where they are, go where they are, and bring them where we want to go, or invite them where we want to go, lead them where we want to go. So yeah, that was that's a special time, and we met some special people, and to this day we still, we're still close with those people.
Yeah, and it's so funny how like your life prepares you for the moments ahead. Like I look at what we do now, it's so easy. It's like because it's like if you know how to. I think we talked about this at the event. Like if you know how to lead a voluntary army, giving somebody an opportunity that has compensation immediately tied to it, and you're using the same components of leading a voluntary army.
Right.
It's not even fair. People look and go, how do you guys create this culture like that? We are team builders. We're not insurance agents. We love insurance. We can do it. We can have the conversation with you. But that's what we do really well. Taylor and I were talking about this on the way over here. Like, we are good at a lot of different areas because we've got reps in, but it's not what we're great at. Where the three of us are exceptional is these years where we were doing the work that had no fruit whatsoever. I mean, we made decent money, but we didn't. It's not even close to what this is now. And so, but we were getting in all the reps, and we were learning these foundational skills of how to lead and how to create cohesion and how to drive a mission and how to take a vision into execution. All these different components that are just very difficult skills for someone to just optimize immediately, you know? And so that 5-year run had set the foundation for what we're experiencing today. And I'm proud of the fact that, you know, the three of us together are obsessively focused in one area. And that's not an excuse to not be good at the other ones. But we don't lose sight of the fact that that is our competitive advantage. And that's what we're really good at. And that's what we love. And candidly, I think that that's one of the best skills that you can have, is to get a group of people to work together.
That's very strong, man. Heavy. 27. You had an undergrad in hospitality at that time.
Yep.
You called him back. I'm all in. Let's go. How old were you at that time?
Well, that was 23 for me.
23 for you.
So I was
So you get the undergrad done.
Yep. I was finishing. I was still in college.
Hospitality. Interesting.
I was 36, I guess.
we're about you were about as old as I am now.
Yeah.
And but I was 18. I was in college. We're 4 years apart essentially.
You watching him
Amazing.
meet him,
Yep.
right? There's
Yep.
magic happening.
Absolutely
Okay.
magic. Yep.
How'd you come in the picture?
So I came in the picture by them inviting me to one of those damn meetings. man.
How soon after they met?
Not far, man. Not
months?
far because
Months.
Maybe
No.
a month or two.
Yeah, I remember hearing stories about Rod through Brett, and I actually remember vividly. I think you guys went to Kobe after the briefing right there. That was always at that same hotel.
And here you're not doing so well. I mean, 23.
Not
Right?
doing so well. I mean, not making any money.
No money, zero money,
He's-
right?
He's coming out of college playing
I'm brand new.
poker. I mean,
Poker, hoodie on, and Jordans, right?
Yeah.
And then you have
Real sharp.
Mr. Stud here, who's
Wow.
mid 30s,
Yeah.
you know, mature, successful, has a focus,
can pay for dinner.
pays for dinner, and then good dinner, and right. So that's like you're like, wow, top G, right? This is this
Right.
guy's walking in. It impacted you. From that energy, you give it to him.
Yep.
So when you met him for the first time,
Yep.
how was that?
I wrote in my journal like he was that dude.
He was that man.
Right? All the things that you just referenced, that's how I perceive. But, you know, if you get to know Rod really quick, he's got a warmth about him.
He does.
He's inviting. And so it was cool to see somebody that I perceived as successful objectively, but also have a warmth that wanted to get to know me and was interested in me. So our relationship matured because I was in school and they would come to games and they'd invite me to briefings, but they were interested in me, you know, and I just always remember that. And even to this day, I gave him one of our jerseys in the middle of school. We went from Adidas to Nike. And so we had to keep all of our Adidas jerseys. So I gave one to Rod. I think I gave one to Brett. But Rod would always wear the jersey to my games. I'm like, dude, you don't have to do that, man. Like, and then even after school, like if we go back to a UCF basketball game, he'll wear my jersey to the game
amazing.
12 years later.
Awesome.
And that's the kind of relationship we had where he was just super supportive of what I was doing. So I gravitated towards that a lot. And so I was just in and out kind of picking up. I'd be on calls. I'm learning these concepts. I'm recruiting some of my friends into the organization. And so, and they were leading the charge, and I was just kind of following.